Hello and welcome to the World Championship Round 6, also known as the quarterfinals, game number 4 for me. Meanwhile, Wolves already played and won his game, so he's back up 5 points after we equalized against him in the last three-player game, which he joined us for, which was a very exciting game. So he's putting up the pressure. Now we're gonna look at the game between me, Wolves, and Andy. So this will, well, let's say let's assume that I will win my game without Wolves, which is of course not close to guaranteed at all. But then it will decide who will go into the two-player section with an advantage. And yeah, let's just go into it. I'm playing as our first player, and then Wolf is behind me, which honestly I do like because then I can not give him like the good stuff. And sometimes lower rated players might leave some air forces or some stuff that might be important, and then I'm like, no, why would you give Wolves the air forces? But this time it will be on me if that happens. And Wolf is on player 2, and then Andy is player 3. Let's briefly look at the leaders and wonders. There's a lot of culture synergy, like the theaters and also libraries like Bach and Shakespeare, into Chaplin, Fleming, Marlene. There's the Hollywood as well. There's also some internet synergy with Pierre and Sid Meier, Einstein and Marie Curie for the lab, with a little bit Manhattan Project as well. Fast food is always solid. Empire State. H2 have like three very strong wonders with Ocean Liner Service, Harvard College, Railroad. And yeah, as I said, there's mostly like just culture stuff, not much eco except for James Watt. Robespierre, if you're in a tricky situation with the science. I mean, Napoleon, maybe to put the pressure on if someone is trying to greed too much. Cook, but no Suez Canal. H1, there's actually like the two strength wonders and two happy face wonders. And Taj Mahal. There's a lot of late transition leaders with Eleanor, Columbus, Gutenberg, Barbarossa, but also you can take Barbarossa, Nostradamus, John Siska early. So honestly, there's a lot of flexibility with H1. Um, yeah, also quite a bit of strength leaders. And yeah, HA, let's just look at the row, because there's like Confucius and Boudica. I think in three players especially, Confucius is pretty good, and it's quite nice to be able to just seed and not have them know exactly what you're doing. Get a bit culture, and if you're gonna get a little bit more science maybe, which you can play around, and it's just super solid. But there's of course also Hammurabi and Boudica, and if Hammurabi will be the third one taken, then Boudica will also not be countered. So then there's three great leaders. Then there's also a bunch of wonders already, but let's just see what the people chose here. Boudica for Wolves. I mean, that should be obvious. And then Andy can wait for the Hammurabi. If it doesn't get discarded, then it won't ever really be discarded. Decides to go for the Acropolis. Yeah. I mean, there's Bach, there's Shakespeare, I guess, and Marlene and stuff. So I guess it's a pick. And then, I mean, if I would really want to hate draft very heavily, I could actually wait. No, I could just take Colosseum and Bridgeland, and then the Hammurabi falls off, and he can still take Moses. But I didn't really care too much. Maybe if this was Wolves. Yeah, Wolves takes the Stonehenge. Fair enough. And he gets his Hammurabi. Of course, Hammurabi Acropolis. Maybe not the most synergy. but also has EG now. Decides to go for this population instead of making the mine, which I think is generally just the minus is better. Especially when you're Hammurabi, you're not gonna seed himself. Of course, I will seed, but Wolves not really that clear. I actually had a tactic in my hand, was a phalanx tactic, and I was wondering if I should seed that or the colonization card. Now, yeah, but what made me decide in the end to not do the colonization card was because I figured I have Colosseum, and it will be a long time probably before. I mean, I think Andy will probably not seed. Maybe Wolves will seed a bit, but it will take a while until the deck flips. And then I do have Colosseum for the third MA, so that I can basically copy a tactic pretty easily. And so with that, I decided to use the phalanx tactic. Also, don't love phalanx tactic. I would like medieval well, much more. If it was like medieval, then I would probably not send it. But phalanx, I don't really care too much. Although there is a Ziska here, but I think there are many great leaders here. And with the Colosseum, I don't think you need the Ziska at all. So otherwise, the phalanx tactic could also have a lot of potential, of course. But yeah, take the iron, very early iron with confusion. You can go into it very quickly. And then I have one CA left. I guess I will take the drama instead of doing a populate instead of doing a population. Yeah, I mean it's another thing. Oh wait, oh and then I have one CA and then I do a population. Right, I was gonna say I don't know if I should do it over population, but I was gonna say that I probably did it because I mean obviously there's a lot of synergy, right? So that is pretty cool, and also I want to try out this drama thing a bit, especially in 3 player. So let's see if that works out for me, and immediately I get rewarded for the tactic. Wolves also seeds development of politics, so now I even get even more stuff. Like raid rats and new deposits. He also has iron, but he has to take it for 3, and also has a rich land for it. He also has science, of course, with Boudica, also with the Wonder. Code of Law is now going to 1 selection, and there is a development of science, so I was curious to see if he would take it. And he doesn't, actually goes for alchemy and urban growth. And leaves me. Oh, sorry, he has 1 more left, but yeah. Wow, I'm really awake. I'm not that awake actually, but yeah, cartography. So interesting. There's like no Colossus, or there's no Suez Canal, and there is a Columbus if you really have like vast territory. So yeah, if I was in his shoes, I would definitely take the Code of Laws, and then you have like an alchemy with some urban growth, and then you just take the Code of Laws later. But this cartography, I don't know, like if it's yeah, I mean sure he probably had. Oh, actually he drew a lot of cards now, right? So maybe he has like I guess that means he has like 2 colonies or something, maybe. But if it's like vast territory, you can just use it on the Columbus. Especially when you have a Hammurabi, you can keep it around. So I seeded this time the fighting band. I didn't really think that this new deposits was fast enough, or it was too fast. Basically, that my iron is not fast enough, and yeah, red's also not so clear. So I figured just do like a neutral event kind of, and with the taking the code of law and the iron already very science heavy anyway, even with the confusion. So getting some extra science from the event's also not bad. I'll take the code of law already. Also the knights now, and that's why I keep this one. Engineering genius. And another population. Super efficient turn. Okay, maybe I have like a lot of stuff in my hand that I can't use right away, but yeah, like EG for this, and then knights with my tactic, then iron with the new deposits, and then a drama just in case. So pretty nice start. I just show this and I keep the deposit. Wolves actually has the open border. Now he would probably give it to me because I have Colosseum. But of course, he's not very uh, motivated to give it to me in these games. So yeah, Andy gets it with Hammurabi. And he double upgrades and takes the monarchy. Gets corruption actually for it. So not unhappy to see that. More actually Andy seeding probably probably a colony, but he might not have time for the cartography if he did seed it. And then also Eleanor goes into it. Wants to maybe draw some more colonization cards, some more colonies, but of course, yeah, again, the colony game is not super strong. There is Cook, but there's no Suez Canal, but yeah, there is Cook at least, so could still get something going, but not the big payoff from the Suez Canal. But yeah, double alchemy, pretty cool, of course. But now, yeah, I think you would generally love this Code of Law, but we'll see if this cartography maybe also can pay off. And here I can see the new deposits because this is now gonna be the next military deck, and then we'll have enough iron, I assume. I bid 2 for this, just one card and a unit. I also have advantage because I seeded, but the Wolves had 2 cards already, so he gets it. And yeah, he also has the Stonehenge already, so he'll have enough happy faces. I mean, I also have already happy faces from the Colosseum. Now he's really motivated to seed in some rebellion or immigration because he's like super safe. And yeah, I can do double upgrade and then I can get the Colosseum next turn. Then I can also go into the Knights with a little discount. And take the Frugality. I draw Barbarians. And yeah, this could definitely hit someone. Barbarians in 3-player always hit someone, or like it's very likely to hit someone. So it's a pretty good event to see. Wolves goes for the three costs Barbarossa, which is super sick, of course. He just sent away his dude. He has 7 food. I mean, maybe this is, yeah, I mean, he lost 2 food from the corruption. But yeah, now with the open borders, he has 3 MA. Maybe the monarchy soon as well. But yeah, basically, actually, yeah, he can, wait, if he swaps, oh yeah, this is one of those cases where you kind of get your CA back, but you can't both get it basically because there will be your last CA and so you can't get it back. Um, as in, if you have like a 6 CA, then you know what I mean. Like, it's like free, but it's only free if you still have a CA left, and you don't have a CA left. That's kind of how I should put it, right? But yeah, so Barbarossa. Oh, that is a nasty Barbarossa here. Yeah, and he also gets the free rocks, so this only cost him like 2 food so far. 3 food and 1 rock just to make 3 freaking units and then 3 MA. So this is of course giga mega strong. And then also finishes the iron. So yeah, this is I was saying that things were going well for me, but this is of course really insane. Yeah. And I was also, well, I could go into knights and just like double knight with the barber. No, one knight in the Barbarossa, and then I guess the Frugality. I mean, not the best setup for Barbarossa, but I would have like three CA, 3 MA, and I can make one knight already, and then make one more knight next turn, and that would be pretty good. So it was a bit unfortunate, as I'm also ahead of him, but yeah, he definitely should take that for 3 CA, like already paid off. Like he already got his 3 CA back from just making this, and then also a bunch of discounts and everything. It's like super sick. Yeah. And these seats, and there's a fighting band tactic. Yeah, let's go for the cartography now. So this indicates and little fighting band. Now there's a swordsman here in the row, and he does have corruption. So it seems logical that you should take that. Also, it's nice to be able to bid with the 2 costs, and you have infinite science kind of. So not really sure why not. Maybe rats that he's really. But I think I drew rats, right? Yeah, yeah. I also remembered something about it where I was like, wait, someone's playing around rats, but I think I drew rats, right? Didn't I draw rats? Did I draw like rats and new deposits? Yeah. So yeah, doesn't make too much sense. I mean, okay, it can still play around my rats, but yeah, the swordsman seems very important here. And now here I can just oh, and what did I seed? I seeded, of course, the barbarians. Yeah, and yeah, now I can get the knights with the discount and go up to 5. Alchemy, breakthrough, can go into that right away. Can get some science going. Still have my leader. I've Code of Law. So it's still definitely not. I mean, this is a very nice setup so far. It's just that Wolf somehow is doing even better with his Barbarossa, Triple Iron. Now I can go into Monarchy, maybe this Code of Law as well. Inhabited territory comes, so yeah, not quite vast territory, but inhabited territory is definitely a reason to take cartography. I'm not sure if it's a reason to take it over Code of Lost Hill though, because like Code of Law just gives you frequently CA every turn. You get that for like 5 turns, and then you just bid an extra unit, and then you already have like you just bid an extra unit for it. But I guess he already bid everything maybe. I mean, let's see how much he he needed to put in the 2. He actually didn't have any cards, or maybe he had like 1 card and it wouldn't be enough or something. Yeah, if you have like 1 card, it would not be enough, right? To send away a warrior with it, because now he has the tactic with it. But yeah, of course, this is nice to have, but it costs 2 units. It's not that sick even. So yeah, maybe just keeping your 2 units, and although yeah, Barbarossa would love it, but yeah, I also bid actually the full knight, but I didn't bid the card with it because what? It just felt a bit too expensive, I guess. I'm not really sure exactly. Um, I'm not sure exactly. I thought something about that it was maybe a little bit too expensive, but I did want to make it a bit more expensive for Andy, and then yeah, I just decided to bid 5, and didn't necessarily want to go to 6. Not sure if I was also like scared or something, but yeah, I do remember that I made some decision to bid a little bit, and then it's like fine if I get it, but I don't necessarily want to win it with for 6. But yeah, so yeah, irrigation, of course, with the Barbarossa. But at least the swordsmen are both gone, as you may remember. The 2 swordsmen were on Andy's turn, so he's just kind of stuck making warriors for now until he maybe goes for knights. But it's knight, yeah, yeah. He already has 4 warriors now, and one uh one phalanx tactic is already gone. At least we threw that one away, so it's not so clear if he has a phalanx tactic to make those 4 warriors into knight work or something. So yeah, people are finally finishing their wonder. I think Wolves. He also didn't take the cola. I think he is gonna finish his wonder. I'm not sure, don't remember fully. But yeah, now Andy is low on strength, can't actually bid if there's another colony out, so that's kind of funny always. As in he has no units to bid, so he will auto pass. Scientific breakthrough comes out, and he actually gets 4. Yeah, good for him, but not a huge deal as I do have enough science. And I see it in the call to arms here because yeah, I was gonna do this. Put up the pressure when Andy send away 2 units, but also Wolves doesn't have a great way to get stronger, um, as the knights just fell off, and or Andy took the knights, I mean, and I have the other knights, and the swordsmen are gone. So yeah, it's a bit awkward, and also maybe yeah, potential aggression, another frugality, rich land, and I actually played a drama because I didn't have anything to do. But it does, and I think I was planning to just make a drama. Wait, I don't have anything to do. I mean, I could make the alchemy, but yeah, yeah. I remember this turn was a bit awkward. Also, in hindsight, I think I was like, oh, I'm gonna have an unhappy phase. Maybe I can make a drama because I also thought that wolves. I mean, okay, I don't know if that's correct. I mean, it's definitely not correct, but wolves can also see like immigration or rebellion, and then the drama could be quite nice. But yeah, of course, there's some science issue, and I was like, oh, maybe if I get lucky, then I can go into scientific method as well. I do have some science. There is no science in the deck anymore, though, I think, because I just seeded real events like new deposits, call to arms, barbarians. But yeah, this does cost science, of course, and it could be annoying if I want to go into like something rifleman or just a government or something. So I'm not sure if I should go for the drama, but yeah, I don't hate it because yeah, there's definitely some chance also for these events, and I guess I don't have that much to invest into. If I do the alchemy, then my science gets relatively high, relatively quick already. I used the breakthrough, and so I don't necessarily need to go into a fast rifleman or anything. So I will probably have a decent amount of science either way, and then if I get scientific method, because I'm pretty sure there's like some Newton or something. No, there's not. There's not even a Newton. Okay, well, new deposits. I wasn't finished with my iron, but I get 5. And yeah, here Wolves still has time to finish, and it's also pretty good because now I can do the code of law, gets the happy face. But as you can see, he needs to make like 6 warriors. But yeah, of course, with Barbarossa, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't cost him anything basically, but yeah, it's of course not very efficient strength-wise to build like 6 warriors. And I'm still the strongest now basically with this play. I do lose Confucius, which was a bit sad for sure. And there is the rebellion already, so yeah, actually, um, yeah. So this was definitely something Wolves could seed, and I didn't. Yeah, so sadly I couldn't get the drama in time. I mean, you can tell that. I mean, this was a while ago. I went on holiday and I didn't really look over the game too much. So we're kind of I'm as surprised as you are. So I'm just if I'm like calling things out, I'm like he could see the rebellion. I actually forgot that he did see the rebellion. So we're kind of looking at this fresh in a way, as if I'm playing the game because I don't remember exactly everything. He goes for the heavy cavalry, but for now he's the weakest. And I see the developed territory. I didn't want to see the good harvest, but I did want to see it because I'm strongest. So I did develop territory. Maybe Andy wins it, but it's like not a huge deal. And here the call to arms comes out, so that's pretty cool. And this call to arms actually, I do remember this. This call to arms is of course pretty sick because he already got hit by the rebellion, and now also the call to arms stacks up. And Andy, there's a conmon here which he can go into, but this conmon will stay at 2 CA, and then he can take it but not go into it. So this is like super sad, of course. But yeah, with the rebellion, um, I mean, all these games are also like exactly the same. Like I think this kind of situation was like also happens in another game, but so I'm like getting things mixed up in my head. But yeah, of course I don't have enough CA to now make a drama because I got hit by the rebellion as well. But I make some alchemies, and yeah, as you can see, my science is pretty good. Wolf seeds, then the barbarians, and he gets hit, but as he is uh, Barbarossa, he can just kill off a warrior, and it's really not a big deal. And in this case, he had some uprising issue. So, but actually, he does still have a corruption issue now. But yeah, otherwise he would have to make a unit and then just disband it. Probably, it's probably the most efficient with 4 MA. But yeah, he takes a rifleman. Of course, he needs that. And now he has like 17 rocks and riflemen, so he can just upgrade like 5 riflemen. I mean, 4 with the MA he has. Um, yeah. And here's the sadness for Andy. He doesn't get corruption at least, but he gets the common and he can't go into it, so he loses out on a lot of value, of course. But he can make himself strongest. Now here are some options. I don't really see myself getting strongest. The good harvest is not very good at the moment, so I can just put in the freedom of movement, as I'm still not weakest at least. And here also the immigration is here. So actually this drama would have been like the Giga nuts. If I had put it in, it would have saved me 2 CA and the population. And I actually, yeah, as I said, I did actually, yeah, it was reasonably well. I mean, if he draws one of them, then he probably puts it in. But I was actually planning on, and I was actually thinking this turn about like immigration that he might also seed it in this one, and I was planning to make the drama this turn, and now both rebellion. But yeah, I guess, yeah, I mean, I guess then the drama was. Not too bad, but the was a lot of seeding and yeah, it just was came this came a bit too quick, I guess. The rebellion and the immigration. So the drama didn't really. Actually, no, the drama would have worked out if I didn't get hit by the rebellion first. Then I would have the 2 CA discount, and then I would have just made the drama last turn. Then I would also, yeah, it's crazy, right? The snowball effect. But I mean, I can't complain as and the just get stuck with this was like even worse. But that was not even rebellion to be fair. But yeah, basically, if I didn't get hit by a rebellion, and I would also have gotten the immigration. So that's kind of sick. But yeah, so I guess the drama was probably fine. As you can see, my science is also good. So it was probably fine, honestly. But now I don't really have a good reason to make this drama except for some science, some culture, I mean. And yeah, I thought this was a nice project, Harvard College. But if I then use the rich land, then I have corruption. So I decided to not do the rich land. And I could also not use the mine, but use the drama. But now because everything was out, I was like, okay, now I want now I want some extra payoff from missing out on all the rebellion stuff and everything, or like getting hit and missing out on the immigration. So I decided to upgrade the iron. But honestly, I don't even know if. Oh, actually, if I do the drama now, then I don't have enough. Do I have enough? I do have enough probably because it costs three. This costs three now because I didn't use the rich land. This is three. This is four. So I would still have enough for this Harvard College and still do the rich land. So I probably should just do it anyway, like the stupid drama anyway, instead of pretending like I get some value. And then I have this rich land in my hand. But of course, I want selective breeding at some point, and I should also get it. But it could also be like extremely late, and then this thing dies. That would be like the sadness. But yeah, if the good harvest also, of course, selective breeding would be nice. But yeah, Nostradamus I can't play unfortunately, so that is also sad. CA shortage, but yeah, Wolves is gonna go in. Actually builds 4 because he doesn't have anything else to do, and yeah, give some pressure, put some pressure. Now this is a bit scary. Yeah, it's just like, oh, yeah, why not? Yeah, drama, Shakespeare, journalism. Now, I don't have too much um, experience with this Shakespeare, but he is, of course, having some. Yeah, I mean, he can make like one more unit, and then he's gonna be a bit stuck on food. But of course, he could maybe kill off some warriors or maybe even some philosophies. And so, yeah, I think this is Giga strong. I thought, but yeah, maybe he has some issues with the population a little bit, but it just goes so quick. Like even if you just make one drama, one journalism, you already have so much, and also some discounts. But I did draw Iconoclasm. I thought maybe I could get it to work a little bit, but yeah, even if he gets Iconoclasmed, then he will still have all the discounts. So I mean, yeah, was looking very scary. I think Wolves kind of everything worked out for him, except that he didn't get like swordsman, but now he has like rifleman. And yeah, it's also scary if he gets any tactic. Like if he gets like defensive army, it's just GG kind of. Classic army, of course. Andy goes for what? Gets some extra CA back. Gets the call. Doesn't have enough to make one call, but can take some nice cards. There's some reserves and break to. I guess this is actually the last orc religion. There's another team sport though. And it doesn't look like he is gonna need the happy face anytime soon. So I would probably just take one of these, probably maybe even the reserves to just get this call down very quickly. But yeah, this religion is pretty useful in the long run, but will take a while before that is actually useful. And yeah. Now Wolf says 19 against 12, but he has like 5 CA, so he can defend with just one card even. So it's not super scary for Andy. I can do the common, I can do the Harvard, and I kind of want to do the Nostra to be safe, or not be safe, but to just be safe from strength events. But yeah, I thought this cannon is way too important, and I guess then already it's already over. There's a lot of stuff that I would still want to do, like yeah, there's cavalryman, everything, but yeah, I figured this cannon is too important. If I don't take this cannon, then I don't have any chance with my military. And yeah, wolves is of course carry. Raiders get revealed. Did I seed something? No. Cool. Wolves already starts with one theater. And now the railroad on top, so now he can also finish it next turn. I guess another 5 strength, and he has Shakespeare, so he can just like freely go into Shakespeare. If he gets any tactic, he has like the Giga million strength, and he can just freely farm culture. So here was like, yeah, this Confucius dying and then never having any CA for the Nostradamus also costing me a lot, and then the rebellion into immigration, everything kind of being very annoying. I think Wolves just has like a perfect game almost. Everything kind of lining up for him. Probably probably good player alert or something, I don't know. But yeah, it also takes a cavalryman. I feel like I remember something about him not. I'm not really sure. I kind of thought that he didn't have classic armor for some reason, or maybe it was about that it will be a while. That with the cult with the science, but he can do like journalism, and then he still needs a little bit more. So I get a pact, so that's cool. Get some food. He does the upgrades. Didn't get aggressed, so he's still safe, kind of. If he had a card, then he's still safe. Now he draws even more. I also didn't get aggressed, but yeah. Here I decided to seed because it's the iconoclasm, and I kind of wanted to push it in, and then maybe do the good harvest next turn. So that's why I really wanted to push in, and then be on a nice timing with the Shakespeare. Maybe I can prevent some things, and maybe if my Bach is late, then I can even go for Bach after Iconoclasm. Now I would. It's really time to make this Nostradamus in, but yeah, it's kind of sad. Mm, yeah, architecture would be nice. Okay, I do take it. And I do get the Nostradamus in. Somehow I'm like, there's so much stuff that I really want to do every time. Like I would still want to take this, still want to take this. I would make a drama if I had CA, but I just don't really have. And the other thing is, yeah, okay, now I have this Hussars tactic, but it's not that useful. Here's the second cavalryman. Yeah, the sector breeding, I mean, Andy will take that. Then basically the question is, do I get the other sector breeding on time for the good harvest was like the question. And here Wolves does try aggression, but actually, oh, Andy needs to use 2 cards, or maybe even just did it because he's gonna lose those cards at some point. 19, 16. Yeah, he could have, I think, defended right with his other cards, but he just decided to do it like this because he valued this card more, which could also be an indication that he has more defense cards. Because if you don't have a lot of defense cards, then, or like if you have a lot of defense cards, then you have like some defense cards and some stuff that you really want to keep. If you have like no defense cards, then it's okay to just kill off some cards, because then you have all normal cards. Then you can keep like your 2 impacts or two well, like an event and a tactic or something. So this actually indicates that he might have more defense cards, because yeah, also maybe that defense card could still be nice for next turn, because next turn I think he might still have H1. I mean, this is usually like 12-ish. If we look at our CA, it's not the most, not the least. So it's, yeah, it's like 12 from this. So probably then 16 is very close if he would have it, but I would probably keep it around if I, yeah, if I were Andy, unless I maybe have some more defense cards already, or a lot of very important things, which I don't even know what it would be. But yeah, now he can go for this Shakespeare, but he doesn't have enough CA apparently. Um, I didn't think this at the time because I thought he just didn't have much to do, but this could be Dark Ages still, but and here's the Pact Cancel, which is very interesting because now 4 plus 4 plus 2 is 10. Without the Pact Cancel, it's not enough to have 2 defense cards. So this is another indication that he does have defense, actually. Takes Opera, takes Cavalryman, makes another Knight. Okay, so then he would already have enough, right? But maybe at this point he's also saying that he just has enough MA and that he doesn't really see any benefit in the pact. But yeah, if he would have the 2 defense, it would be 8, 11, 25. So he would, that actually doesn't really matter for his defense at all. Unless there's like, yeah. But yeah, here is the Dark Ages. I didn't really see it coming in the game. But yeah, Wolf being the Dark Ages enjoyer, sees it every single game, also has it every single game, apparently. Half of the time he is like very high science himself, but this time he was very low on science, so this time I approve of this Dark Ages play. But yeah, 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 that's a big hit, yeah. So yeah, pretty sad, yeah, pretty sad. So yeah, everything is, yeah, but I mean we still have some stuff, but this Shakespeare everything, yeah, it is just, it seems extremely hard to play against. But yeah, now I just see that they go to harvest in, and I do the selective breeding. And I thought maybe I can get something there. At least he gets 4 food. Maybe I get 7 food as I get with the pact. Get a lot of food. And Wolves tries again, and he does have the defense cards to defend. So I was quite happy to see that, of course. I mean, if this raid also goes through, then it's really already game over. Now there's still something to play for. As long as he doesn't convert his strength, then we're still sort of safe. And then he's just running away with the culture, but doesn't also own us with the strength. Like so stupid. Like how is he like running away with the culture completely and then also having the most strength by far and most strength potential? Yeah, so now he already has 9 culture per turn. He still takes the team sport. Maybe he just didn't have much to do. Yeah. Also, he doesn't have infinite. Yeah, I can make one more happy face and then it's kind of over a little bit, I guess. So he might need this. Yeah. And he also goes for the selective breeding. Goes for the Eiffel Tower, makes some culture. Um, Now he's really vulnerable, but Wolves already put in 2 aggressions. Because of that, he doesn't draw that much. Also because of the pact cancel, he doesn't draw as much. So I think the pact cancel was actually pretty good. Looking forward into the future, if he attacks again, then also draws less, which might be very important to not have a third aggression. But yeah, Andy also now with a Watt is getting online. He just needs a bit more science would be nice, but he does at least have already the common going. Just needs a bit more strength. But he does at least have some science or some yeah, some science to go into one of these potentially. And then with a good harvest, he would have a lot of food, plus then a lot of rocks. So yeah, and he's actually also doing not bad. And I'm also not doing bad, but Wolves is just doing great. I mean, if you look at this Civ at the end of H2, I have at the moment 7 food, but let's just say 6. 6, 7, 6, 6, 7. That is very nice. It's not even H3 yet. I mean, it's just very, it's kind of standard, I would say, but nothing bad at all. Yeah, it's just quite good, honestly. I have the cannon here. I probably will maybe get a rifleman here, depending on what. Oh yeah, Andy already used his turn. And I mean, okay, we can finish Andy's turn here. I see the prosperity here, but yeah. So here, yeah. So like 6, 6, 7. If you just say baseline without any addition, then I can take this rifleman. I have then cannon rifleman. Can go into a lot of tactics, but I just don't have any tactics. So yeah, good command plus a little code of law. I have a good yellow bank. I mean, good enough still. So yeah, I will lose 2 guys though, but yeah. um, it's just normal yellow bank. Nothing special with the yellow bank there. Um, yeah, pretty good civ, right? Pretty solid. But yeah, then we see Wolves. The rifleman, but yeah, at least he doesn't have another tactic. If he gets a tactic, he's just insanely strong. But he also has this railroad. Could go oil. I'm not. Yeah, I mean, he can always go oil. He also has the science extra. He can just do another journalism. He has like infinite science now, so he's like no weakness. Um, or I mean, yeah, basically this like infinite culture I meant, but also it also gets the science now. Maybe the only weakness is he is a little bit low on pop, but yeah, he can still. He already destroyed 1 warrior for this. He can still destroy some Philo if he wants to. Yeah. And then yeah, Andy can make his Eiffel Tower, get some extra good harvest, and the cannon depends if he has like a tactic or not. It could be a bit awkward for him, but he can still just build some stuff. Just organize religion for the happy face, this for the happy face. Yeah, looks is very solid, but Wolves is just having this Shakespeare thing on top and just trying out. I mean, Wolves is just running away with this game, to be honest. But I was at this point. Yeah, I mean, let's see. There's like Marlene, Flaming. I mean, there's some big culture that you could get, and I have the Iconoclasm in, so there's still definitely some option to try instead of just trying to play for second, basically, right? Yeah, here I can just actually win the developed territory, and I do this so that I can keep my defense cards instead of the warrior. So yeah, it's like kind of whatever. I guess the extra yellow token is probably nice. And here's the Bach just in time, so I don't actually lose my Nostradamus. But I was like, okay, I can also just wait, of course. But I thought it's just not worth it. There's still one H1, and you don't know how when it will come out, the Iconoclasm. And meanwhile, I get value from the Bach for like even if you get it for like 2 turns or something, then yeah. And then also I get the CA right now, so I should always just get this Bach down. Um, And the nice thing is that, yeah, with the Iconoclasm, of course, I'm ahead of Wolves in the like I'm yeah on the seating on the, yeah like I'm player 1, so I can maybe take away a nice leader. The problem is that he just can go into Flaming, can go into Marlene, maybe Chaplain even, and like he can just go into everything. And then he also has like oil, he has like mechanized agriculture, like he has like a million things that he can do that is good for him. So I just cannot deny everything from him, but maybe I can deny a nice leader and then he has to wait a bit. That is basically the hope. And I'm just waiting biding my time until I get a good tactic before I commit. Also, there's this scientific co-op, but um, yeah, I thought and they would not really accept. Yeah, I thought they wouldn't really accept, I guess. And now Wolf switches targets, which is interesting. Because obviously Andy is through already used up 3 of his defense cards. Now obviously Wolves has pretty much 0 defense cards because me and Andy have them all. If he has 0 defense cards and the end of the 8 is there, that makes it extremely likely that I have the other defense cards, or like basically Andy had, I think, maybe 4 defense cards even. Uh, can't see, I guess, but I think he had 3 or I think he had 4 defense cards even, maybe, and I had the other 3. So yeah, Wolves had 0 defense cards, which is yeah probably unlucky, but at least yeah, I mean he either get like all the defense cards, then you have no aggressions. Now he had all the aggressions, but then he doesn't have defense cards, right? So I mean, you can't have everything, of course, but yeah, he drew 0 defense cards because yeah, I remember that I had all of them. The rest of and like Andy had the all the other ones after I drew this one. So yeah, Wolf switching targets here is probably not the smartest, which he also admitted in the chat. It was like, oh, I don't know why I'm switching targets when I should just stick to one person. Um, so yeah, his aggression is not paying off. Is of course a very big deal. It just basically means that he couldn't seed anything. He doesn't draw that many cards and doesn't get the value out of it. But even with that, it looks extremely dire. Yeah, I get some strategy down. Another theater now goes to 13 culture per turn. Freedom of movement, which I see a while back, and I was kind of unhappy at this point as yes, like the Shakespeare can really wants to use the freedom of movement to just get another pair going, and I didn't have anything really. Like maybe if I put down a cannon is also what I was thinking. Like maybe I put down a cannon to play around this freedom of movement. I just didn't have a tactic, so maybe I just want the rifleman instead. So very tricky, and I think it's yeah, Wolves probably doesn't have the classic army, so it probably means that if anything, yeah, yeah, he might have like a something with the rockets, but would honestly would just be the defensive army at this point. Um, but it's not the easiest one for me to actually play around because I mainly have some knights, so it's just like if you don't have a tactic yourself, you should look at the opponents. And I was more focused on Andy. Maybe Andy can go into this cannon and have this tactic with the cannon, and then I just make the cannon myself. That was what I was hoping for. Then also Wolves cannot copy that. So let's see if he goes for this cannon. Let's go for the cannon. But he actually goes for the cavalryman. And I'm like, he's pretending like he has hussars, but I have hussars, so that is not really something. So it seems like he doesn't have a good option. And he just wants to make himself a bit stronger. There's of course this ocean liner, which I mean, Wolf does need a bit more food. He's now super low, but again, maybe it's just better to just kill off these things. I put in the vast territory because I want to get the good harvest out before something happens. I don't know. I don't know something. I guess I don't know. I mean, vast territory, vast territory. On the flip, it's not that impactful even if someone wins for cheap or something. At that point, the game is almost over. So yeah, you can just see it probably. I know good harvest is in. I get 7, so that paid off. And now, okay, Air Forces, so, you know, a little bit, maybe just like last time, just do like a big war. It's always an option if Andy gets the second Air Forces. Yeah, and I mean, I'm making some culture now. I have now a lot of food, but I do need to get a bit stronger to be safe. So I do it like this, which is, yeah, it's just annoying that I don't have a tactic, you know? I really just need a tactic. Um, yeah, but yeah, now I'm safe. Maybe he tries another aggression if he has it, but yeah, and then yeah, that's of course also good. But yeah, now I just and the arrows now I just need a tactic basically. They'll draw a tactic, draw impact of government, which is fine. And here the iconoclasm comes, but it's already a little bit. Oh yeah, that's another thing, right? Yeah. Of course I can see it, but also want to push out the iconoclasm before this freedom of movement stuff. Um, now he gets to pay extra. Otherwise, this he didn't have to pay the 2 rocks, and he would probably want another, maybe even another journalism, and of course, yeah, gets like would have got like 6 culture and double discount. So yeah, get the iconoclasm out is good. He does the Manhattan Project, takes the rockets, so now he is like prepared for any tactic, but it does not seem that he has anything at the moment. And of course, I could always gamble if I just say like, okay, I really care that well, I mean, if I get second and Wolves gets first, then if I win the other game as well, if then I'm 3 behind, and that would mean that if I win our 2-player game, then I can still yeah, then I still have it in my own hands if I just win every 2-player game. So I mean, basically, it would mean that if Wolves wins this, I get second. I need to win every other game. That is just how it is. We need to win all 4 other games, which is of course pretty difficult. So maybe I could gamble also, uh, and just hope he doesn't draw a tactic if there's any more potential. Just because it's more likely that I don't win every game, and then maybe I have a better shot. But we'll see when we get there. Andy has computers. Now Andy killed off a selective breeding at some point. When was that? Oh yeah, the freedom of movement. So he did selective breeding to alchemy, which I don't want to be rude, but looks insane. Because you just need this food. Like this food is super good. Like let's be real. Like you need the food. Um, and yeah, you can instead of this alchemy, you can just hope to get computers or multimedia or a rev idea, which is also here. But yeah, you need this food, obviously. Now let's get one more population. But I have so many rocks, then you really want this food also to make some units potentially to be safe. And now it's like, okay, why is this alchemy here, right? Already, basically this turn already. No, I did not see this one. Here, of course, is very interesting. This was a very tough turn. I think it was this turn, yeah. Because, yeah, Wolf doesn't have a dude, but he can basically take this flaming. If he then also gets the movies, then it's just GG. Like, upgrade one movie, gets like 5 per turn on the flaming already. Can look at everyone's thing, gets like infinite everything. But there's also like sit my computer, so we could maybe do that with like efficient upgrade urban growth. We can just actually just do it right away, bomb bomb, and then just get infinite science with Sid Meier, gets like 6 culture per turn already. But the other thing is Andy is actually dangerous. Like if you look at this, we have like sim culture. He actually has a bigger economy now. For some reason, he killed off his food, which is like the only reason that he's not obviously doing Giga better. But honestly, he's still doing obviously Giga better because like look at this, like +4 rocks. It's a lot. Also has more stored. And so now he has also the computer, so he can even go into more science. And so if I give him the Sid Meier, it's also a big problem, right? So I kind of need to deny Wolves this flaming with movies, but maybe he can also go Sid Meier computers. But at least that's not the most ideal, but it could still be quite strong because yeah, he just gets +6 and goes to 17, he gets infinite science and stuff. But I thought if this happens with the computers, then he's really stuck on population, right? And then we can maybe have something like last time where he doesn't have any, he has a lack of population, and he has to like disband stuff to defend against a war because the Oceanliner service now is gone, and yeah, he would need like mechanized agriculture or something. So I thought that okay, the Sid Meier computers I can give to Wolves. I don't think I can give Sid Meier Flaming plus movies. Now I would like maybe Flaming to have something going right away because I have no leader. Then if I get like Flaming and 1 movies, then I get at least like 3 culture. I can look into their card, which honestly I would pay like 5 culture to look into Wolves cards, you know, and then I would pay like 2 culture or whatever to look into Andy's card. So it's a lot of value. This Flaming, like it gives a lot of sort of, I mean, yeah, this gives a lot of value, but it's like on 3 CA, this on 2 CA, it also costs another CA to elect, so that would already be 6 CA. And then I have like 1 CA left. I can't even go into the movies at this point if I want to do that. But I do have like a sufficient upgrade. Um, Now there was also like this pro sport, which would be honestly a little bit useful because like my happy faces are a bit in shambles. So I was thinking, okay, maybe and I also needed maybe the strength. So I was like, okay, maybe I just do like pro sport plus like Pierre then. So there was a lot here, you know. I mean, engineering is whatever, but ref idea is super cool. Urban growth is super cool. I mean, I was also thinking maybe I take away the computers and I do Marie Curie for myself. That just gives me also 3 strength, and then I get 3 culture. I mean, not getting a leader is of course not very cool. For every turn that you don't have it, it's a big waste, let's say, or like a big loss of resources and things. So this was extremely difficult. So yeah, computers, admire, flaming, movies, Pierre, Pro Sport. There's even this ref idea, Urban Grove, which is the Urban Grove. This Urban Grove when I have like no rocks to my name. But yeah, I also still need some strength, maybe some potential for ward, and I also need to just mainly focus on strength stuff instead of some movies. So extremely difficult. But what I ended up doing was just take this movies, take this Urban Grove and the ref idea. So now I take away the movies and the flaming, and I get the resource for myself. And now on Wolf's turn, the Sid Meier will fall off. So Andy will not get the Sid Meier. I also take the Pro Sports to set up for the Pierre, and I do the Pro Sports, and I go this, now I'm not weakest. I have fix my happy faces, and I set up for the Pierre. And I also set up for maybe an internet, which is also in the game, of course. And here, honestly, here was where I decided there's no reason also for me to really try to get first anymore. Like, I mean, maybe it was already gone for a while. But yeah, maybe some war potential can still get something, right? But here I was like, Andy is also very dangerous. It's a disaster if I get last and Wolves gets first, then he's +5, and you can only get 4 points per 2p. So even if I win my other game, other 3p game, then I'm -5. Then Wolves doesn't even need to win against me. He can just lose against me and then still win the other 2p. So that's just a complete disaster. So I decided that I shouldn't go all in trying to get first just to get last most of the time. And so yeah, but I guess so. I also didn't really care if he takes like flaming plus movies, but I thought for myself, I also thought that this movies could be very nice. Still with the, I thought maybe I don't go Pierre necessarily. I can also, if Charlie comes out off or Marlene, then I can also maybe still do that. But because Marlene also gives some maybe still some war potential. If I war Andy, then I also get second always, so that's also nice. But of course, Pierre is always kind of fine, even if you can only get like 2 culture per turn. Just get him giving you the 8 in the end already averages it out to like 4 per turn or something. So and I don't really need happy face anymore from Marlene. So I would probably just go for Pierre most of the time here. But Marlene could still give the extra unit, which could be nice if I draw a frequently tactic at some point. Um, but yeah, with the efficient upgrade and another urban growth, I can maybe just go into double movies very quickly. I think that is definitely still important. And yeah, so now with Andy losing out on the Sid Meier, then it is at least. Otherwise, I think it would be extremely hard to not get third even. So now I can get maybe second, but there's of course Einstein as well. So I need to be a bit lucky that he doesn't get like Einstein right away. Wolves goes for democracy, so it doesn't really go for any strength. Although yeah, right, he does have the Manhattan as well. He just plays it like this. Doesn't even take the flaming, just goes for like Marlene. Um, I'm not sure about that. It's like, yeah, like 2CA didn't necessarily need to finish this Manhattan this time, I think. I mean, maybe there was some stuff here, right? Like some corruption or something, but even maybe take corruption for it. But like, yeah, this flaming, yeah, then it can take the urban growth with it for the 3CA basically. Or you can, yeah, no, anyway, but yeah, I think this flaming is pretty good. Like, it doesn't really need the happy faces from the Marlene. I mean, Marlene sucks. He gets like 4 culture from it, but he already gets 3 culture from the flaming right away, and then he can look into a card, which is definitely worth 1 culture. Of course, the phantom unit can still definitely be useful later, but you just don't know when it will come. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter because like he's probably just winning anyway. But yeah, and there's also the Hollywood right now. Yeah, arms industry. And does he have a tactic? Goes for Orc Religion. No, he does have this tactic, mechanized army, but yeah, of course it's not the most efficient thing. But yeah, it will be a bit harder to war him, which would be like a nice way to secure second. And he now goes for flaming, which I was very happy to see because I think this flaming is completely useless for him. Doesn't even elect it either. He should just be patient for the Einstein. Not really sure what his idea is here. Now here I have what I think is impact of government and impact of, what is this? Something else. What is this even? What does it look like from the background? Is it colony? What was it? Population? Colonies? Oh, the left side is some white building. Lol. Wait, is it science? Wait. No, of course not. What is this even? Um, but yeah, I see it in the image of government. It's pretty just normal chill. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. If I make this pro sport, then I also get an extra 4 food from the prosperity that I put in earlier. So that is also pretty cool, of course. So I definitely did like what I did there. And yeah, here it was also important because I think I could just spam some to pop and then uh, maybe play the graph idea or whatever. But I take this reserve because I'm like very low on rocks. And I was really hoping that I would get like this military build up because I'm so low on rocks and it's not even funny. But at least I can make like this pro sport for like 5 and they give me like some stuff. But yeah, oh yeah, that's basically right. Like play like the Pierre and make like some worker play the ref idea. But instead, I really thought I needed reserve so badly, so I took it. I think this was extremely important in the end. So these are some tough decisions here. H3 is always tough, but some tough decisions. I kind of like how I'm navigating it so far. Did I throw it away? I think it was probably. I mean, Impact of Science. I guess I would never win that. Yeah. No, it was not Impact of Science. Which one was it? I'm so confused. Oh, it's Impact of Industry. There it is. Yeah, Impact of Industry. Yeah, Impact of Industry. Okay. Yeah. So that's also never really good against Andy, which is the main thing I care about now. Yeah, he takes the Hollywood Cavalryman, and he actually did have the classic army all this time. So he just decided to not that it wasn't worth it, or maybe he wanted to get Ward somehow and then surprise me or something. But I actually didn't have this read on it. I thought this could be worth it maybe at some point, but I guess it was just not necessary. But I mean, it can put in a lot of pressure. Maybe he didn't have any more aggressions. Maybe you thought I'm so done with these guys. They always have defense cards anyway. I'm not even gonna try. But yeah, he does have this classic army. Yeah. Now movies, of course, if he's gonna upgrade for to movies, I mean, I guess he just didn't have much to do. He does an efficient upgrade, but then basically if he makes one movies, then of course Marlene is not happy. Let's see. Andy still doesn't have a. The funny thing is, I mean, this was like the game with the freaking like Nostradamus that I just couldn't elect for like 3 turns, and now this Pierre is also like sitting in my hand. But I still think it's correct. Like this reserve is so important. Also, defensively, like if he attacks me, then I also need some extra rocks to threaten some stuff. Now, actually, let's go back because this turn I thought was very interesting. Like I didn't really look at it during the game, but I felt like something was off. Let's start at Wolves because I think this my turn I still like. So he takes this Hollywood. Now, you tell me, how can Wolves lose this game? Right? He has 78 plus 16. So there's no way he can get caught by normal culture. So the only way he can get caught is by strength somehow. I do have double air forces. I do have rifleman cannon, ref idea, reserves. If I have a war in my hand and I get this military buildup, I have 5 MA. I can suddenly do a lot. Yeah, I can do a lot. So I think the only way for him to lose is if he gives me 10 rocks. 10 rocks. That is like 2 turns of my rock production, you know? So I think after this Hollywood, I don't even know what he played, but I think I would just take this military buildup away. I think that's the only way to lose at this point. Just because he's in such a dominating position, I think you can just play towards the opponent's out, and I think this is the only out. Now he kind of does play towards it, as in he makes some military at least, but I don't care. I mean, well, then just make this military next turn with the 10 rocks that you can get from this, right? It's even better. Now he can just actually use the rocks for himself if he keeps him a bit weak. Unless there's like some Giga event or something that he wants, but yeah, I think this is a massive mistake actually. I don't know what the odds are, but it's like going from 0% to any percent is just a massive mistake, basically, I think. And I think there is a percent. I think the percent is like not even that low, even. But we'll see at my turn. Because what will happen is maybe you thought that Andy would take it away, but it's also not that clear. And the other thing is, by the way, if he wants to meta game a bit, then yeah, this military builder is so good for me that also against Andy potentially. And then he could even make me go third by taking this away. So it's not even against himself, but also to have a way bigger chance that I go get third. Because if I make some units, then I don't even have enough to get a wonder going, right? So yeah. Now, honestly, when this military buildup came up, I was like, I think I'm third. I think I'm just third right now. Because if that gets taken away, I just don't see any way that I can even do anything in this game. I can't get a wonder, I can't get a war. So, I mean, yeah, it's just kind of over. But miraculously, they let me back into the game. 2 CA left. Actually goes and makes this theater. So somehow this military build up and the reserves are both not taken. It's completely illegal. But I think if you're Wolves, you should also expect that Andy, which is a bit lower rated, that he will not necessarily make the perfect decision. So that there is just a way higher risk than maybe someone else that this military buildup survives. So you just need to take matter in your own hands here. And yeah, the flaming is here still in the hand as well. And don't forget, of course, I have Harvard College, yeah. So here, I mean, I still have some defense cards. I can just put this and then build some units with the military buildup. Uh, also make it a bit more expensive anyway, but Wolves gets it. And this is extremely risky, right? Or not? Or am I tripping? Like now he sends away 2 units. Not very obvious to me why he needs this yellow tokens. It's like 1 unit, 1 extra unit or something. Like it's basically the 2 population that were in here that now are here. When probably you want those units here anyway soon. Then maybe one more and then Marlene or something. So this seems also very expensive. Like just gives you the two back, and then sure you can get like maybe one more population, but it costs you like 10 rocks to rebuild them. And again, don't I now just have an opportunity? Because I mean, at the very least, now that he's shown the classic army, I can just get double classic army going right now with the military buildup. Very easy. Double classic army, right? Or not? Or am I tripping? I mean, yeah, very easy, right? I mean, I could have made like one more dude, and then next turn do, or no, wait, not very easy actually. No, I need like one more MA. Okay, maybe I need to look first before I talk. No, I remember. No, I remember. No, because I actually looked at this, because, yeah, of course, I mean, I looked at this. And now it was basically, if I draw a war, because now I have 2 MA left, if I draw a war now, there is double military theory in here, yeah? And I have 20 science, even more. So next turn, if I have military theory and a war, and it's a bit of a spoiler, I'm not gonna draw the war, unfortunately. But if I draw the war and the military theory, which is, the military theory is very likely that it's there, then I can do military theory. Then I have suddenly the military theory is basically counts for the war, and then I have 5 MA left. With the 5 MA, I can copy for 2 and then make 3 units. So that is exactly double classic army, double air forces. And that is a lot of strength. I mean, we can calculate this maybe next turn, how much strength it would be compared to what he would have. There's one military theory. Now he could take this away to play around it, but that's probably not worth it. I don't know. Now he actually goes for this mine with the efficient upgrade. When he has like no population, also looks a little bit strange. So I don't know. I feel like Wolves is losing a little bit of control in the last 2 turns. Maybe he's just like, okay, I'm just one anyway. Just do whatever I want. Which, yeah, no, I think if there's like now some war potential. Now this I was very sad to see. Because this is actually really massive. Still. Because he has 3, he will get 1 turn 4. So you get like this turn 3. And then next turn 3. And then the turn after 4. So it gets 11 culture from this. And look at this, we're very close to each other. And yeah, of course his production is even better than mine. So with this pact, I was very nervous. Without the pact, I thought it was close. With the pact, I thought he's ahead. Especially now, as you can see, he has 20 culture. And I only have 9. Of course, I get 1 time 8, so I can like keep up with him like 1 turn. But yeah, he's pulling ahead now with the impact of, or with the pact. Also gets the endowment on top as well. And now at least, yeah, at least his leader is now giving 5, and this Einstein was actually super late, so I guess it kind of worked out for him in a way that this flaming, yeah, kind of funny. No, this was another very difficult turn, but yeah, I decided to seed in the end, and I seeded. What was it? Was it this turn? What turn is it? Turn 18. So last turn I actually put in already impact of population, which I think I skipped over. But this turn, okay, let's look at it before I seed. Okay, cool. So, man, this turn was a fucking headache. I spent like ages on this turn. Oh my god. Well, first of all, let's just look at this war line. If I had a war in my hand right now, just because, right? I have military theory here. I do military theory. I just do war, which is then this military theory MA. Then like I said, I can copy and then I can make 3 units, right? Which is definitely true. We need to destroy some things maybe, or definitely, but it's fine. I I mean, it's obvious I can do that. It's like 5 plus 6 is 11 rocks. It's already 11 rocks here. I have the MA for it. I have the CA for it for sure. So I can definitely do that, which would be, right now I have 2 tactics here and 2 tactics here. So that is amount of tactics is 8. If I copy his tactic, I would get 32 on the tactic. So I get plus 24. Plus 24, and then I make this unit, so 3, so 27, and then another 4 here, so that's 31. And I also have the major theory, so another 5, so that's 36. So I get plus 36 to go to 75. And what is Wolves? He basically can make the Marlene, make like 3 units with the reserves, right? And with the Marlene and then the 3 units, so it's like plus 9 and plus 8 is plus 17, and then he can make a satellite if he really wants to. So that's plus 20 goes to 61, and I go to 75, so that's plus 14. Plus 14 plus 5 from the base line, so that is 19 culture that I win from him, so a difference of 38. And our difference is right now 32. But I use my ability basically, which I wouldn't have, but yeah, basically let's say now 32 and I gain 38. So then I'm already up 6. Now if he does this and he builds this, then of course that costs him everything. He would go to 11 rocks. Now 11 rocks plus EG is enough, of course, by far. Wait, it goes 16, he builds 3, so 15, 1, yeah, 1, 11. So he has 16 rocks. He only needs 11, so he would have 5 rocks even left over. But I have a plunder here. So next turn would be me ahead by, what did we say? Like 75 versus like 61. So I would be ahead by 14. He would need 2 defense cards. Yeah, he would need 2 defense cards. Otherwise I can plunder him and then he can't even finish the Hollywood. And then I just win. So there is actually some way that... Oh, and the thing is, I don't think he has defense cards, because if you saw what he used on this inhabited territory, he used 2 units instead of and 2 colonization. So he used 2 colonization and 2 units. I mean, of course, if you're 3 colonization, you just play 3 colonization, but also he now already used. So yeah, basically he has like no colonization in his hand, most likely, unless he like draw one more or something. So he has no defense against this plunder. So if I drew a war here, if I had a war in my hand, I think I just win. I get this 28 whatever. Then I plunder him next turn. He has no defense. Almost always he has no defense. Then he can't finish his wonder. And then I just immediately win. I think. Although, I mean, maybe I can't make a wonder myself at that point. But yeah, I think it... I think okay, I would have to think about it actually. I mean, like one. I mean, if I can do, no, I can't make this fast food change probably. So actually, oh, but I can make the fast food change because I got the plunder maybe. So like military theory, 1, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 5. I kill off 2 things is 7. And I don't need anything from this at the moment because I have 11 exactly. So I can do actually 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, and then just make it, and then that's fine already. So I have 7 CA, so I can actually take this fast food change, do the military theory, perfect kill off like double alchemy, make all 3 units, war him, have the fast food change, have plus 6, 6 plus 4, already have 10, then I take 7 with the plunder, go to 17, then I would be able to finish the fast food change. Then I would always win. That would have been so crazy sick. Right? I mean, he does make like 18 culture per turn. But I think I would basically like I already would win like all these points. He needs to disband. Not much, only one actually. Doesn't get a wonder. He gets like +4 from this like twice. But yeah, it's like 26 to my 9 times 2 is. What am I saying? 26? No. 22 to my 9? 22 to my 9. That would be 13, 13, 26. But I think I put in some stuff, some impacts already. He didn't put in any impacts, but it was like impact of government, impact of population. Then I can put in impact of strength at the end for like plus another 10, like 7 from seeding, or 7 and +3 from seeding to plunder. I mean, I don't know if it's like basically his culture production offsets my wonder, and then it's up to like the impact. So I don't. It's actually not even guaranteed, even with all this. But I think I would win because he didn't seed anything, and I actually have some stuff to seed. And now with this impact of strength, for example, I already get +10, and there's like no impacts for him that would actually match that. But you can't really match all the impacts that I put in. Actually, what am I saying? I'm not even putting in any impact because I'm plundering him. Yeah, no, it would be actually close still, funnily enough. But yeah, I don't know. I would have to do a lot more calculation, but yeah, I can actually war him and then plunder him that he can't finish. Then I also make the fast food chains, and then it's still close. Funnily enough, that's crazy. Okay, I forgot again that I wanted to talk even more because this is the hypothetical, but my turn, it was obvious that that couldn't happen. But here you can also see that basically that is the only way that I would have had any chance. And yeah, like I said, if I had the war in my hand right now, I think I'm winning still. I mean, knowing everything that I know with the impacts and everything, I think I would win. Um, so instead, I need to win against Andy. And the thing is, Andy took endowment on his last term, which was like right here. And now I have this very nice move where I can take military theory, multimedia, and internet, and then the fast food will fall off. So before I let his um, leader fall off, now I can let his wonder fall off, but only by his own wrongdoing. Maybe we should look at it again. But yeah, he didn't have to take this endowment at all. He actually like disbanded like maybe even like a knight to build something to just save the CA to take the endowment. But because of that, now this endowment is not here. And with that endowment, it was kind of impossible for me to deny him his wonder, and then he would just get second. And now, without his wonder, it is not very obvious anymore. Oh, I don't even have to take the multimedia. I only have to take this military theory, which I already want to take anyway. Yeah, the other line was if I take fast food, then I take the multimedia, and the thing that was like the other line that I could do. But here, and importantly, I built an arena, and this actually, oh, this because like maybe sort of an obvious choice would also be just to make a movies, upgrade the movies with the efficient upgrade in my hand. But if you calculate out the rocks, then I can't make the pro sport next turn. I would be 1 rock short. But if I do the pro sport right now, and there is now an efficient upgrade in the deck still, but this one is H3, so that gives me the 1 rock with the Harvard College. I can still upgrade it with the movies. So Wolves helps a little bit Andy. Oh, and sorry, the last frequently insane question was, do I put in impact of colonization, which is at the moment just 3 points for seeding compared to Andy, or do I put in impact of strength when I don't have any room? If I do this efficient upgrade, then I don't have any room for this. Even if I don't do the efficient upgrade, I can't really get much stronger. So when I do this move, I actually see it in impact of strength before Andy can look into my cards, because he just elected this last turn. He can only look at in my cards this turn. Now the problem is, this was probably a very bad move. This is probably a game ruining move, because I go to 56, and from the bidding I kind of realized that Wolves has no defense cards. Now then you would say that Andy should probably have a lot of defense cards, but actually no, because Andy didn't bid more than one H2 card on this, and he only bid a 7, and he has a 3, so he bid one H2 card, and there was, for me, no reason that why he wouldn't bid an H3 card. He was like safe from anything. So, and he was very happy to get, it would be very nice for him to get the inhabited territory too. So I kind of realized that none of my opponents have a defense card probably, and most of them are still in the deck, which is rather unlikely. But that was my read, and by me now going to 56, Andy actually needs 2 defense cards, and so this probably means that he is forced to make himself stronger. The only way that he can make himself stronger is really just to make 2 more cannons, and then will just actually be not even stronger to the point where he is defending against an aggression. The only way he can get stronger is to just be stronger than me in general. So this is very dangerous. But I remember this turn because it was like the hottest day. I don't know, some excuses, but I was really not. I actually took a long time, so I can't say that I played fast. I actually took a long time, and I thought I figured it out, but my brain was not working at all. I hallucinated like 3 different things. I hallucinated that he was gonna like destroy like 2 cavalrymen to make 2 cannons, because he didn't want to destroy anything here. And I didn't even realize that, of course, he needs to keep 3 cavalrymen, otherwise his tactic doesn't get fulfilled. So like that was already insane. And then yeah, I just didn't even really think about it. Yeah, because then if he kills off 2 here and then makes 2 here, then at least he would go to 56, and then I would win the tiebreaker maybe. Um, but yeah, and also I thought Wolves wouldn't care about me possibly aggressing him, because he can play around plunder, and -7 is not really worth um, the fact that he can just make some more journalism and then make the Hollywood bigger. But then again, for him it doesn't really matter. So he might as well just defend so that he doesn't help me, right? So instead of me thinking I would get like +7 here, yeah, we will see what happens. But it was actually, I was like, fuck, I think I just got a -14, because Wolves actually will probably get stronger, and then Andy also goes stronger, and then I'm actually the weakest, and Andy will be strongest. Oh my god. Now, why did I put this in? Because if I'm just thinking I will get second, I shouldn't put this in if I get a second without it. But the problem is, Impact of Culture gives me -14 against Andy, and Impact of Science also gives me -7. And the problem is, Wolves doesn't care about his position, or like he already wins. So he can just seed in Impact of Culture, and it would be a completely normal move because there's not obvious like he gets 7 against me and he loses 7 against Andy, but we're like kind of equal. So it's like a completely legit move. And because of the standings, he would just put Impact of Culture in. And I also asked him after the game if he would or if he did. And he said he did or he would. And depending on what happened, though, I'm not going to spoil anything. So So the risk of getting some really sick impact for Andy is extremely high. And so I needed to gamble on some extra points because if this plus 14 is in there with the impact of culture, then I don't think I can win. Or it's hard for me to win, very hard. And lastly, there's all I mean this turn was just insanely difficult and I didn't have any sleep because it was so incredibly hot this night. Um and so the last thing was like I can maybe not do the Olympic Games so that I show that I am not don't have any interest in aggressing Andy, so that he doesn't actually um so he's not scared of an aggression. But I was just not sure if that would work if he didn't even realize that I would have Olympic Games on my turn and wouldn't really want to aggress, or if it would just still do it anyway. So yeah. Now, this line is still extremely complicated because, of course, Andy would really, if he has like impact of culture or something, he would really want to make some extra culture, or if he have impact of science, um, he would want to make sure that he has enough science. So maybe he wants to make this multimedia, maybe he wants to bluff, maybe he doesn't realize that I know he has no defense cards and he only needs like 2 defense cards. Maybe he feels like he just needs to take the gamble and think I don't have a good aggression on him. Actually, he will see that I have aggression, and I unfortunately can't discard the aggression, I think. Otherwise, I could do the aggression discard. Now this, yeah, like I can bramble like a whole hour on this move because there's also the vast territory right here, which is another thing. Like I have this impact of colonies here, and then there's like, I mean, it's just so much, man. Like, is he gonna bid for it? And then if he has a card, he's gonna use that card or not because he's thinking like I can't defend anyway, or he's like, yeah, I mean, it's super complicated. And I don't know if I made the right decision here, but at the same time, it's still not super obvious that he will be stronger than me, or that I just always lose or lose so often because impact of culture is in there so often that I still need to take this chance, even if it's like less than 50% that I win the impact of strength. Because the other thing that could be is that he would have the strength for one turn, and then the last turn he's like, no one is gonna put in an impact of strength. That doesn't make any sense, right? Like who would do that, right? So then he would actually on his last turn maybe disband something to make some impacts. I also thought that maybe I could mind game him and actually remove a rifleman to just make one of these into like a impact of iron, make it into like a bronze or something. Then I would show heavily that there's like maybe some harmony in there or some thing related to uh, industry, which industry I did have earlier, so that I know that he doesn't have knowledge of. So maybe he thinks I would have seeded it, and then he's like, I don't want to remove my coal, I will remove my unit instead. So I was thinking about all these nuances while I had no sleep. Terrible. Now this is also very funny that he made this iron like last turn. Now he already destroys it. But yeah, he goes for this. And I was very curious what Andy was gonna do. First West Territory is in, and I was like, I need to bid for this. If I bid for this, then I go down in strength. Then he only needs to have 1 defense card, and it was actually quite likely that he would draw 1 defense card because if my read was correct, there was like 4 more defense cards still in the deck with like 15 cards in the deck or something. So the chance that he would draw one would be very high. So I was hoping that I could win this. Then I go -3, go to 53. Then he only needs one defense card and he is safe. And I even put in this defense card plus the dude because I really wanted to win it. Because I think he would put in always a unit because basically he probably needs to disband the unit anyway. Then might as well just use the unit for vast territory and then get new unit for free for basically 1 CA. But then it's like some of the impacts are a little bit better because I mean it's honestly it's only like impact of colonies which I have in hand, and then also the impact of like the agriculture because now he gets a plus production of food again. So, but if I put in this card, then I'm actually can get hit by wolves. But I knew that wolves has no defense cards, and I knew that Andy has no defense cards. So maybe I thought it would be unlikely for him to think that I would not have a defense card, and maybe also doesn't have an aggression because there's already 2 of the armed interventions were out. I think I maybe may have discarded or something. I have one in hand, one in hand, and maybe one discarded. So I thought like, okay, maybe he doesn't try, maybe even doesn't have any, maybe he doesn't have it anyway. Yeah. So I had to take another gamble and put this in to make myself weaker to win the impact of strength to not make Andy. But Andy decides to put in the card that he drew. I think he drew it, and then put in the cavalryman. And so now it is extremely obvious that he doesn't have a defense. So now it's like, okay, now surely he will like disband like a call and make like double cannon, and now I lose. But he makes the library and takes military theory, and takes reserves. And so it's like, oh my god, +7 instead of -14. And now I can aggress him. And I was so sure that he didn't have any defense cards. Even though there were still like many in the deck. But I was like, now that I got +7, if I just put in this impact of variety, which is also positive for me, I think I just always win. Or I always get second. So why gamble on this if I just get a guaranteed win on this variety? Population comes out. And I do have this with the efficient upgrade. And then I get a pretty nice internet for 28. I was very curious to see if Wolves also would seed, but he doesn't seed, so he has like nothing put in there. So that means that the impact of culture, impact of science is not so likely. And then Andy, military theory. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah, I mean, I was like hallucinating everything on his strength, and I also hallucinated that I didn't even take into account that he would get the military theory also down for even more strength. But of course, yeah. So basically, if you would ever make 2 cannons and stick with it, then I would never really be able to overtake him. Because I was also thinking, oh, maybe I can military alliance Wolves to overtake him if he does do something. Um, but then I was like, Wolves probably not gonna accept because he's like, I'm not gonna help Peter. I mean, this was so complicated, man. But yeah, I still overlooked a bunch of stuff. Even though I saw a lot of stuff, I overlooked even some important things. And then if you, yeah, overlook something that is important, then it just all the other stuff that you do realize doesn't actually matter. But he does decide to go for the culture, which honestly is also not very unreasonable because first of all I need to also have an aggression, and then he needs to understand that I know that he doesn't have a defense, and then even if that's true, then yeah, like I said, like. Mm, He also needs to win the impact of culture, perhaps. And he needs to, and then if he gets this extra culture, like even if I get like a plunder or something, maybe it's not like, maybe the culture is already just about the same, although like a raid or armored intervention, yeah. But yeah, maybe he also feels that he can't play around that because he needs every single thing that he has. I mean, it is very difficult to say what he would do in all the different spots. It's like, oh, if he has impact of culture, maybe he feels safe, so he can maybe make some units to actually still win. But then he also kind of needs some extra culture because Wolves also has 24 culture. It's like, oh, if he has this impact, then he will play like this. But then it's good for me because of this. Oh, but then it's bad for me because of this. And it's like this and oh my god, impossible. But I was sure that surely now I have enough. I started with +8, +3 there, and actually, and they put in progress, so I get another +4. Architecture, which is also kind of equal. Variety, which what I put in, which is also +2, and then impact of strength is also +7. So in the end, actually, the things that he seed was like on average, I think neutral, pretty much. So there was like nothing bad in there. And so in the end, I did win by quite a bit. Even if he would have won the impact of strength instead of +7, if he would have gotten like somehow +14, the 21 wouldn't even be enough because all his impacts were not good, and Wolves didn't draw anything that helped him. So I asked him like if he would put in like impact of culture. Like yeah, I would, and I think it's also completely reasonable. And that's also what I played around. So by the skin of my teeth, I managed to get second. That was very tense. Like Andy made some suboptimal choices in the end. I mean, the him basically helping me discard his wonder was a big deal, a massive deal, of course. And then maybe he could have tried to defend, and then he would win the strength. But of course, that is not very obvious that you should the impact of strength is in. But yeah, just defending against the aggression might just be better in most cases. Um, and then what else? Yeah, I mean, I discarded his. Oh yeah, I discarded his leader also, Sid Meier, which cost him a lot of points. Then he took this leader, which I thought Einstein, waiting for Einstein should be better, but in the end, actually, this worked out because the Einstein was very late. And I actually got almost a chance somehow in this game where Wolves was completely dominating. If I drew a war, then I would have war with military theory, do a big war, then with the plunder would actually have Wolves not be able to finish his Hollywood, and I would still perfectly finish my wonder. Was it true? Or would I have corruption? No. No, right, no, wait, right, because I used everything. No, I assume not. And if I would have corruption, I would have one corruption because I would have one rock left. And then I would still have 17 goes to 16. So I think, so yeah. And then knowing what we know with the impacts that Wolves would have no impacts, or maybe he would have impacts that are positive for him that he didn't see it because they're not there are more positive for me than Andy, and he only cares about that. So who knows? But yeah, I think with that, um, there was actually an angle where I could win there, which is crazy. So. Um, But yeah, I think I'm very happy that I still got second, which means that if I win every game from now on, I win. I still win the round, but I still need to win the 3P and then win against Wolves, which is extremely hard, and also win against Lech, which is also hard, and then win against Andy also in the 2P. So I mean, there's still a chance. That is important. If I'm fifth or if I'm -5, then it's extremely bad again. Let's look briefly at the standings. And here we can see that yeah, Wolves is +8. So if I win against Leg Andy, then I go +5. It goes 16, and I'm -3, and then -3. Then I can win every 2p to win. But it's a tough road ahead because yeah, I mean Wolves has just been winning a lot of games, you know, and I've been doing okay, but I need to do better than okay. But yeah, we'll keep fighting, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.